What is up, ClickPod Nation? Thank you as always for joining me on another Monday for this Monday Night Raw review. And tonight, we're going to kick off the show by celebrating the new Constable Corbin himself. So, not only is this man a previous Money in the Bank winner, but this man is now the Constable of Raw. He is Stephanie's eyes and ears to make sure Kurt Angle doesn't pull no more of that garbage, trying to keep KO out of Money in the Bank qualifying matches, trying to screw him out of title shots. Now, we have the Constable here. And Angle, he's going to learn his lesson. But let's hop into the intro. What's up, guys? Thanks for sitting through the intro. Now we're back. Before we hop into the review, I want to give a real quick shout out to my buddy out there, Graphics Flam. If y'all don't know, you guys need to go check out his YouTube channel. Follow him on Twitter. That's at GRAFIXFLAM. Man, this dude's doing amazing work. Video that he popped today is, what if the WWE made a belt just for Seth Rollins? So why don't you guys hop over there, go check out that video. As always, man, it feels good to be back and talking to you guys again. I love you guys. Miss you, ClickPod Nation. Sorry we didn't get the Tuesday Night SmackDown review up last week, but I promise you it will be up tomorrow, as well as tomorrow, our normal schedule for our Tuesday Night SmackDown review. So I'll definitely be dropping the one from last week tomorrow, and then the one for tomorrow on Wednesday morning. So don't forget to check those out, guys. Sorry, your boy was just busy last week, and I wasn't able to take care of it. Some personal issues came up. But with that being said, hey, man, that's not what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about the Monday Night Raw review. So with that being said, tonight, our show kicks off with the main man himself, Mr. Elias, the most talented man in the WWE. And as we all know, WWE doesn't stand for World Wrestling Entertainment. It stands for Walks with Elias. And the ClickPod Nation, we walk with Elias. So we kick off the show with Elias tonight. And obviously comes out, drops a dime of a song on Houston. Even throws in there a little jab at the Houston Rockets with them losing the series to the Golden State Warriors. So I was chuckling. Then he proceeds to talk about how, unfortunately, he had to ruin his favorite guitar on Seth Rollins last week. I mean, Seth had to be taught a lesson. Unfortunately, it was one of his Elias's favorite guitars that he had to use. So pretty bummed about that. Definitely understand his pain, man. Hey, I hope you find another love that replaces that real quick, Elias. But then, at this point, we get a little interruption from Mr. Seth Rollins himself. Don't let us hate, guys. As you guys know, man, we proclaim this man to be Rollins is Raw and Raw is Rollins. But with that being said, he comes into the ring, and him and Elias have a little showdown. Guitar versus chair. They both swing, make contact with each other's instruments of destruction, but unfortunately the guitar gives way. With this being said, before Seth can really get the upper hand, we get a surprise back attack from Jinder Mahal. It's looking good. At this point, guys, I'm excited. I'm like, damn, we're watching Rollins get beat down. Who knows? Maybe he will show a super Rollins tonight and take these two on himself. Unfortunately, this is where it was enough for me. We get Seth getting saved by Roman. That wasn't my problem. My problem is, as I'm following on Twitter, as you guys know, go follow at JD from NY206. The man's a genius. But with that being said, as I'm following the Twitter line tonight, I peep a tweet by him. And it states that once again, we're getting the same exact start to Raw as always. And the hilarious thing is, I was actually thinking this, man, like another week that we start off Raw with an impromptu, out of nowhere tag match. Like, it just gets frustrating. Every week we come in and we talk about it's just a copy and paste mentality for the WWE with a few things added here and there. And that's what it really feels like lately. It feels like creative has just been so lazy with just a lot of the things they want to put out there. And that really sucks, man. Us being the fans, we're the ones who suffer the most for it, because we're the ones who wait all week to sit down to watch these shows. Not only do we wait all week to sit down and watch these shows, we buy the merchandise, we build the hype, we try to bring other people to get involved in the WWE, well, the wrestling community as a whole. When we do that, and we have friends like myself, I have a few friends who have hopped on, started watching wrestling since we started the podcast, and they tend to tell me, man, they feel like they watch the same thing a lot of the time. And they're not talking about the matches. Well, they're not talking about the matches themselves. Like, each match is very similar. And we all know, typically in matches, babyface gets beat down, makes a rally, and it just depends on, is he going to come out in the end victorious or not. But it's with that we're getting the same product week in, week out, with no change, with some changes, if no changes at all. And that's what gets frustrating, man. I know we have storylines to continually build. Well, we all know how this works. But man, freshen it up. Let me see a different kick to the show, because originally I just thought it was going to be Elias versus Seth to start the show, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. This is going to be an amazing first match. But when you give me another impromptu tag match, I mean, there's only so much multi-man matches I could take, man. I love singles competition. I love the tag department, don't get me wrong. But save that for the tag specialists. So, we get an impromptu match. Jinder and Elias versus Rollins and Roman. Match is semi-entertaining. I mean, there were a couple good spots. I thought Elias actually was the best performer in the entire match itself. But, I mean, once again, it's Roman showing us as well that he's still Roman, or not Roman, Rollins. It's Rollins showing us that Rollins is really here to stay. And he's really changing the atmosphere of the game. But like I said, man, I thought the one who elevated the most in this match and looked the best was Elias. Now, I like the ending to tonight's match. So we get the match breaks down. Sunil Singh is going to attack Rollins with a chair. He gets the chair, starts going after Rollins. Obviously, Rollins gets it. Slides into the ring like he's going after Sunil. Drops the chair, but as soon as he gets up, Elias is right there to meet him with a DDT to the chair. Phenomenal, man. I really enjoyed how that was all set up. Perfectly done. And I mean, it could have been a common mistake that anybody could have made. So that's what made it even better, man. I mean, it wasn't super blatant. It's like he slid it in there so he could slide himself in. As soon as he's getting up, Elias catches him, boom, DDT, drift away, gets the 1, 2, 3. So, like I said, the match wasn't bad. I just didn't think it was great. I thought we could have definitely kicked off the show with a better match tonight. I mean, Jinder wasn't even bad, man. It's just, this stuff is wearing on us. So even when it's something good, when we've already seen it multiple weeks in a row, it just really takes a lot of that away. It takes away the excitement. Now, we come up to what I thought was one of the most entertaining parts of the show tonight. We get Curtis Hawkins in the ring, and he's talking about how he currently sits at 199 losses in a row. But tonight, he's not getting to 200. And he's actually going to face a local hometown boy, whose name just happens to be James Harden. I chuckled a little bit, can't say I didn't. If you guys don't know, James Harden plays for the Rockets, so that's what makes it a little bit more funnier. So already we have a diss by Elias, and then we have Kurt Hawkins going in on him. And Kurt Hawkins looked good for a moment. He looked pretty intense tonight, actually. But before he can get the win, we get Baron Corbin coming down. He does the end of days to James Harden, which causes James Harden to win by disqualification. So Curtis Hawkins hits his 200th win. He had said if he had won tonight, the whole arena was going to get tacos. So there just happened to be a taco bar outside of the ring. And of course, Corbin introduces him to the taco bar. So I did have a little chuckle here. Then we get Corbin going to the back, and he reads in the letter from Stephanie, as I said at the intro, before the intro. He is the new constable to Kurt. He's Stephanie's eyes and ears. Make sure Kurt doesn't mess up any whatsoever. Now we come to what was probably for me, one of the most boring segments of the night. And it sucks, man, because I feel like I'm just continually harping on the segment that these two do together. It's Nia and Ronda. Ronda comes out for commentary. It's going to be Nia versus Natalya. The match itself, I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't nothing to write home for. I won't recommend you guys go watch it. But during the match, Natalya goes to do her little run across your body, hop off, spring off the ropes, come back for the face kick. But she tweaks her knee. I'm figuring in storyline, but watching in actual, kind of did look like she tweaked it out. But I'm figuring it's just for presentation. Nia capitalizes on this, hits the Samoan drop, gets the 1, 2, 3. Nia actually shows a lot of concern for Natalya after this. Ronda comes down to help her friend, obviously. And they're battling, and Ronda's blaming Nia, haven't you already done enough? Everything like that. This injury was purposefully. And you can really see the concern, well, in the character's face, in Nia. You can see the concern for Natalya's injury. Then we get another little backstage segment with these three, where Natalya and Ronda are talking. Nia comes in with her concern. Man, Ronda's showing jealousy, maybe? But she's trying to get Nia out. Nia says she's not going anywhere because she's really concerned for Natalya. And Natalya's just had enough. And she just needs to leave them and go somewhere on their own. They do the little stare down. I was just bored, man. Ronda on commentary to me, as I've said since day one, I had doubts about Ronda's in-ring performance, but she proved me wrong. The place she hasn't proved me wrong is her mic skills. I never thought she had mic skills with the UFC. She has she's a beautiful woman who can kick ass. And she could do it, the less she says, the better. And that's what I think we should get to more of with her character. I don't need to hear her on commentary. I'd rather just seen her at ringside just trying to stare Nia down. And then when Nia goes for the Samoa drop, she makes eye contact, stares at Ronda and is like, this is you. I think that would have been better. That would have been more interesting. I think what they did tonight, it really wasn't that interesting. And I think the one who hurt from all of this the most is actually Natalya. Like I said, guys, she's been on a roll. Man, she's shown a lot of intensity. I mean, the Superstar Shakeup did her justice. But now with her, well, even if it's kayfabe injury, if it lasts for a month, man, that everything she's worked so hard to build up so far would just be a waste. So, hoping it's nothing legit, just hoping it was kayfabe. But with that being said, man, I just don't want to hear Ronda talk. I just want to hear Ronda intimidate by whooping ass in the ring and with her stare downs, because that's the best, man. The walk right to a stare down. She doesn't need to say a word. Now, I want to rant for a minute. When Bobby Roode got the call up from NXT, you guys know. If you guys don't know and you're new to the channel, hey, just go back and take a look. I was extremely excited, man. Extremely excited. I thought the WWE was going to do him right. Sorry, guys. I'm battling a little sickness, so my voice sounded a little weird. Me sounding a little stuffy. I apologize, guys. Hopefully, I'll be back tomorrow for tomorrow's review. But I thought the WWE was going to treat Bobby right with this push. I thought he was going to do a lot of amazing things. But I absolutely feel at this point, they have blown him on the mid-card. The stuff he does now is so cringeworthy. Now, tonight, it's him versus Braun. Match really nothing to talk about other than the end. Well, semi-close to the end. Bobby sets up a ladder from the announcer's table to the ring, going sideways across. Baits Braun, has Braun chase him around, to do the boom elbow pop as soon as they turn around. But he ducks under the ladder, and obviously this stops Braun. At this point, Bobby starts to show some heel tactics, looking at Braun laughing like, ha ha ha, I got you, outthought you. I was loving it. I was like, oh shit, this is the night. This is the night we see Bobby Roode going back to a heel. Unfortunately, it was not. But what we did see is Braun Strowman break a ladder. I remember when we were seeing the ambulance and everything like that. I was listening to an episode of the JD's podcast. I think was it off the script? I think it might have been a Monday Night Raw review. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a Monday Night Raw review. But he's talking about Strowman. And when he's talking about Strowman, he's wondering, how much can the WWE really do to keep showing like his strength? I thought tonight was a very original idea. I was really entertained by seeing Braun break the ladder. I mean, it had me for a second forgetting that there could have been something altered about that ladder and thinking like, damn, this fool is a freaking beast. So, I mean, I thought that was an excellent placement of the ladder. And to not only show the ladder, man, but remind fools, Braun doesn't even need to climb it because he might just break it. And then, hell, who knows, man? He might break the whole ceiling. Yo, that fool's a beast. But I thought that was pretty cool. Outside of that, there was nothing to write home about. After this, Braun Strowman hits the power slam, gets the dub, 1, 2, 3. Like I said, nothing to really twiddle your thumbs with. It's a Braun Strowman match against somebody who shouldn't beat him ever. Well, at this stage of their career. Now we get to a Hardy Bray Wyatt promo before the battle. They come out. They announce how they're having a battle royal for the #1 contenders. And they just drop a promo. And you know what? Week in and week out, we see these guys. These are probably one of the most entertaining parts of the show for me. So I just really want to thank everybody out there who is continuing to make this push, because it hasn't lost that steam for me. It's still very interesting. I think when they do promos together, they just work so well and feed off each other so well. And once again, I thought tonight was another excellent representation of that. The teams we have in the Battle Royal tonight are going to be Titus Worldwide, Breezango, the B Team, Dolph, and McIntyre. The Ascension, the Revival, and Rhino and Slater. This match was weird. Going into this, if you go back and look at my tweet, I was already torn off the bat. I didn't know who I wanted to win, the B Team or Dolph and Mac. Either way, one of those two win. I was happy with the conclusion of the match, if that's how it turned out. The first team actually eliminated tonight was Dolph and McIntyre, and it's due to Dolph Ziggler getting tossed out. Only one partner had to be tossed out. And the second this happened, damn, man, you see that intensity and fire in Drew's eyes. And once again, him reminding everybody that he's here to prove a point, not here to waste time. He looks at Dolph's like, have you got to be effing kidding me? Intense as shit, and just proceeds to give Heath Slater one of the most vicious headbutts. It made the KO McMahon headbutt look like nothing. I mean, this thing was intense, man. And just on original playback, you could hear it. It was so vicious, it sounded like a chest slap. With that being said, it could have been a chest slap. But I mean, go back and watch it. It looked very intense. So obviously we have Dolph and McIntyre eliminated. I'm already, one of my two choices gone. At this point, I already know, I mean, it's a predictable finish at this point. If Dolph and Mac weren't winning, I mean, it was very predictable from the get-go. But I had that hope that they wouldn't do Dolph and Mac this way. Unfortunately, that's not how it turned out tonight. But at the same time, I don't think you could have had the winners throwing them out. I don't think that would have worked. They needed to be eliminated earlier while everybody's still in there. The next team we actually have eliminated is Titus Worldwide. Then the Ascension was eliminated. Fandango and Tyler Breeze were eliminated, which is quick, man. I think these ones just happened kind of quick. Titus Worldwide actually happened while we were at commercial breaks. So, I mean, that's crazy. Then the Revival was eliminated. And the last team to be eliminated is Slater and Rhino. With that being said, I want to give another congratulations to the #1 contenders for the Tag Team Championships, which is the B Team, the best team. Get these shirts out there. We need them. The match itself, guys, was nothing really to write home about. Once again, it's just kind of a whole bunch of people thrown into a match to take up more time of the show. But with that being said, the outcome was what we wanted to see. We wanted to see the B Team excel, actually get a chance. So, hey, let's keep doing what we're doing, pushing the B Team, because, hey, guys, with them and us behind them, the sky's the limits for these boys. And it's actually nice just to see them on top for once. Now we get Bobby Lashley coming out to the ring, and he's going to speak. And he wants to invite Sammy down because he doesn't want Sammy talking trash behind his back anymore. He wants him talking to his face. Sammy's a smart man. Intro hits, it just plays and plays, plays and plays. Bobby begins to believe that Sammy's actually not coming out. Well, Sammy has other ideas. Sammy comes through the crowd. Why? He doesn't want to do the previous attacks by Bobby Lashley. He doesn't once again want to get himself attacked by, as he says, the cheap shotter Bobby Lashley. The liar Bobby Lashley. This segment was pretty good. I don't want to cover it in too much detail because I want you guys to do your homework. Go back and watch this. This segment was absolutely phenomenal. Much better than the segment we seen, what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago? I don't know. I can't remember when my rant was. Probably 2 weeks ago. The thing that made this segment so good is you just let Sammy talk. And Sammy's got a way on the mic. Now, tonight, for the longest, during this whole segment, I was feeling Sammy was a little lost. Like, where are you going with this? Get to your point. Get to your point. Just talking about how he lies and cheats about everything, giving different ideas. Says he used a burner account to contact Bobby Lashley because Bobby Lashley's so motivational. Says, thank you for all the motivation. You know, where can I find these quotes? Says Bobby Lashley sent him a link. Bobby asked him how many burner accounts does he have. The funny thing about this is, if you guys don't know, if you guys don't watch sports or whatever, there's a basketball team in Philadelphia, the owner of the 76ers. He actually used a lot of different burner accounts on social media to talk crap about his team, to give out secrets, things of that nature. So, I mean, these guys were definitely going hard on the NBA today. It's kind of silly. But with that being said, the thing that did get to me about this was hearing Sammy question Bobby's time served. We all know Bobby Lashley served. I never want to take a man away from any man that served for this country. My mother served 20 plus years, retired, now works for the VA. So absolutely attached to the government. Since the day I was born. And I don't mean in just the normal sense of, man, I was an Air Force brat. So hearing somebody question somebody time served, that really just, I don't know. For some reason, it just irks me. Just really irks me. But I'm not here to play the political battle. I really don't care on what side you stand of it, because that's not what we're here about. We're here about a show. But Sammy questions Bobby's time served. And you can see this was getting to Bobby. And as we always say, the best promos are the realest shoots. And it was crazy, man, just to see how pissed Bobby got at this point. And he, like I said before, I was even a little upset. But I mean, all in all, I thought this was a pretty good segment. The crowd didn't. The crowd was very silent for both. Like, you know, usually after we get a response or two, there'll be some kind of noise. I mean, these guys were just absolutely dead. But I hope this story comes to an end quick, man. Honestly, I could live without seeing anything on it next week on the show. Honestly, just let them face off in matches and just kind of like one of them interfere with the other one's match. I'd be fine with that. As far as more segments with them doing more things, like let's just take a break for a minute. Even though this one was good, much better than the sisters one, let's just take a break from the talking with these two and let's get them in some action, man. Let's get Bobby's ring rust off. Then to top this off, after we get this, we get a little back and forth promo between Jinder and Roman. It's Jinder, you know, calling Roman out. Roman responding, saying, Jinder, I'm going to come find you. What do you want me to say? I am not entertained by this at all. It's Roman and Jinder, for heaven's sakes. I will actually be cheering harder than shit for Jinder at Money in the Bank. And there's your sneak peek of one of my prediction picks. But with that being said, man, for me, I don't want anybody to have a real life injury. But I would like to see Jinder put Roman Reigns out for a month or two. Once again, I'm not saying I want to see him injured, but I want to see the storyline where it's affected that he gets injured. And maybe just some time away. What's that saying, man? You don't miss somebody truly until they're gone. Maybe with him being gone, we'll get some of that, like we need to see Roman back. But for right now, I am so burnt out on this, and I know it's not going to end anytime soon. So, I mean, we're just hoping. False prayers, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just week in, week out. It's just Roman, this agenda, this initiative. Just, dude, if you're going to get the strap on him, get it on him. Nobody's going to feel sorry for him. You're never going to turn him into a Daniel Bryan. So why are we going through the storyline? Just get the strap on him so we can get this done. Now, we come to a 6-women tag match. Alexa, Sasha, and Ember Moon versus the Riot Squad. My favorite part of this match was watching Sasha get in off her hot tag and just go. I love watching Sasha. I love watching Sasha, Ember, and Ruby. Alexa, right off the bat, gets a move done to her. In my opinion, fakes an injury so she doesn't have to wrestle, goes to the back. At this point, I'm already thinking there's going to be somebody else who runs out. Match continues on, 2 versus 3. Sasha and Ember actually hold their own. Look great. Sasha gets in some danger after a hot tag from Amber. After she cleans some house, she gets in a little danger. And we get her best friend coming down, Bayley. Instantly, my first thought is she's not legal. Nobody qualified her to be in the match. What are we running like? Are we literally letting the wrestlers run the asylum? Bayley gets the tag from Sasha, comes in, picks up, hits the Bayley to back, gets the 1, 2, 3. With that being said, Corey Graves is losing his mind. He's like, that shouldn't count. Dude, she was not. Nobody announced her in the match. How's it even possible for her to get a tag, let alone the 1, 2, 3? That's what I'm thinking the whole time. I'm like, this should be a DQ. We get a backstage segment between Corbin and Kurt. And Corbin's telling Kurt, yo, this sucks for you because you got to go find these ladies and tell them that they lost, man. Don't be letting them try to run the asylum because remember, I'm reporting everything to Stephanie. So, you know, Kurt gets that depressed look in his face, goes in, finds these ladies, ruins their night. Lets them know that, unfortunately, Bayley was not legal in the match. Due to that, the Riot Squad wins by disqualification. Thank God we got the right ruling in this one. Now, we get a moment I wasn't going to... Initially, when I heard his theme music, I was so turned off. So we get the Big Show. The Big Show's theme music hits. So initially, I'm turned off. But then I noticed the panel up there with him. And it's the Special Olympians. Shout out to these guys, man. It was the Texas team. Shout out to you guys. Hope you guys have a great performance. The Special Olympics is near dear to my heart. As you guys know, I love sports. I love anything sports. That's also why I love wrestling. Best of sports entertainment. But I really love the Special Olympics. They're not televised, and I don't know. Do they televise them now? But I do glance through the internet to see who kind of performed and who did what. Because I've had friends of that nature. But not only that, man, they're Olympians, just like any of the Olympians. And we should celebrate all our country's Olympians. So very exciting time there. Really cool to see Big Show come out. Celebrate them all. Finn's music hits before they're even off the stage. So Finn comes out. His entrance starts off with interacting with everybody from that. Goes down to the ring. And Finn is set to face Kevin Owens. Right off the bat, I look at the clock. Here in Colorado, it was 8:38 when the match started. I'm like, cool, we got a lot of time in the match. The match was great, man. I thought it had a really good pace to it. I thought they started out excellent. With not just coming explosive off the bat. I think that was the best part. They slowly built this up, man. And while I'm watching this, a lot of things are going through my mind. The first thing I'm really realizing is I love the heel tactics that KO does. And I know I probably say this all the freaking time. But you guys know I love those little heel details in the ring. Like when you hold on to an abdominal stretch when you're grabbing the rope real quick. Or your tag partner. Things of those nature. And there's a few different ones tonight. But right off the bat, I mean, Finn's coming at KO. KO goes in between the top and middle rope. You know, because you can't lay hands on them if they're in between the ropes right there. And it's those little things that that excite me when I watch KO perform in the ring, man. Because I think him and Chris Jericho have some of the best heel tactics in the game at this time. With that being said, not only that, man, week in and week out, Finn's athleticism just constantly impresses me. Now, I don't think Finn has a lot of gas in the tank. I don't think he has a high stamina level, but when he's explosive, he's explosive. Every time I see him launch himself with the senton over the ropes going out to his opponent, that boy, dude, do you guys see how far he travels? That is extremely impressive. And the thing I always think about when I see that is back to the movie White Man Can't Jump. My instant thought is, damn, Finn can jump. Finn can fly, dude. Finn can literally fly through the air. Damn, that boy is something else, man. So, I mean, already, this is a match that I've been waiting to see for a while. Seeing it tonight just got me excited for the possibilities of what could come, what we could see between these two in a possible rivalry down the future, which I would love to see. Especially with the way the match ended tonight. KO's in the corner stomping out Finn Balor. Ref does his count, tells him to stop, gives him the warning, rings for the bell, KO disqualified. KO doesn't end there. Proceeds to climb to the top rope, land an amazing frog splash. This guy has one of the best frog splashes out there. I absolutely love it. Then he proceeds to get a ladder out. Gets the ladder, puts it up in the ring, proceeds to climb to the top. He doesn't want to grab the briefcase. You can tell he wants to set up for the frog splash on a helpless Finn Balor laying down there. He's at the very top level. He's like, no, not doing it from up here. Fakes like he's falling off, scoots down a little bit. Does the same thing again, does this one more time. After the third time, he turns around like he's going to climb down. Finn surprise attacks him, pulls him down, goes up to the top, hits the coup de grace. Initially, I'm freaking. I'm like, Jesus, if he lands this the real way, he could crush his chest. Fortunately, this man is a trained professional, lands it excellently, climbs back up, grabs the money in the briefcase. So, inside information, Finn Balor will not win the Money in the Bank. Tell that from the end of Raw tonight. But with that being said, I thought it was a pretty good end to Raw. Overall, once again, was it a great show? No. Was it a good show? I didn't really think so. Was it a semi-decent show? It's better than what we've been seeing. So hopefully we're turning the quarter and starting to inch ourselves in the right direction. But come on, let's be honest, guys. This shit goes week by week. They just draw in a hat and like, hey, we're going to do this tonight. But with that being said, I will be seeing you guys tomorrow and Wednesday. But as always, till then, kick ass, take names, and peace.